Myanmar, genocide, ethnic cleansing, crimes against humanity. Do any of these ring a bell? Probably not, because this has largely been ignored by the mainstream media. Myanmar is a country you think so little about. You think I just made it up. But I didn't. It's real. Very real. And so is the genocide taking place. Even Myanmar's Prime Minister, Aung San Suu Kyi, called it all an iceberg of misinformation. To her, rape, murder, and burning villages to the ground is all misinformation. So let's investigate, shall we?
United Nations and all of the major human rights organizations in the world, they go to the extent of saying that the Rohingya are one of the most persecuted minorities in the whole world.
Wait a sec. Is it Rohingya or Rohingya?
Rohingya.
Rohingya Muslims.
Rohingya in Myanmar.
Rohingya.
What? I'm just gonna go with Rohingya.
The Rohingya Muslims have been persecuted for a long time.
Buddhist monks and ultranationalist groups as they attack the already impoverished Rohingya camps.
Wait, what? A violent Buddhist terror? Where are we living, man? There's no such thing.
Yeah, you heard that right. A violent Buddhist committing terrorism. Let that sink in. You won't see that on TV. Crimes committed against the Rohingya include rape, murder, burning people alive, resulting in thousands of innocent civilians being killed, and hundreds of thousands of people becoming refugees and escaping their villages before they burn to the ground. Literally.
Their homes set on fire.
Some are even calling this ethnic cleansing.
It said what was happening in Myanmar was nothing short of ethnic cleansing.
The crimes against humanity, the ethnic cleansing for which the government of Burma is responsible, are like nothing I've witnessed before.
This is a scorched earth, burn it and shoot it army. And, they have once again committed ethnic cleansing.
When Her Majesty the Prime Minister was asked this question.
Her Majesty the Prime Minister? No, I think that's just way too sarcastic. I'll dial it back a notch.
When the Prime Minister was asked about these crimes, she seemed quite chilled out and relaxed about it.
No, it's not ethnic cleansing. It's a new problem, and yet it's linked to old problems as well. This is due to fear on both sides.
50% of the villages of Muslims are intact.
Yeah, nothing to see here, just a typical case of ethnic cleansing. But the evidence suggests otherwise.
Images of the Muslim minority being killed, their homes set on fire, and their people pushed into the sea in their hundreds of thousands.
We hear a great deal about communal violence. It wasn't communal violence, it was planned violence.
It is quite clear for me, according to the testimonies and the people that I talked to while I was on mission in the country, it was clear that all this was organized.
Slit throats, burnt villages, dead children, and raped women in the thousands.
And Human Rights Watch published a damning report against the government, accusing them of firing on Rohingya protesters and driving more than 100,000 people into the sea.
So yes, Aung San Suu Kyi called it an iceberg of misinformation. It is an iceberg. The same iceberg that sank the Titanic. An iceberg in the sense that we can only see the top, but what lies beneath the surface is far, far worse. An iceberg that could have been avoided, a tragedy that could have been prevented, and instead was ignored and resulted in the loss of many innocent lives. So yes, Aung San Suu Kyi, it is an iceberg. It's just not the one you're thinking of.
If this video gives you a stroke, diarrhea, constipation, internal bleeding, or any abdominal discomfort, ask your doctor if racism is right for you. Ignorance sold separately, logic not included.
Is it Myanmar or Myanmar?
Myanmar.
Nice, I got it right. So yes, Miss Aung San Suu Kyi. So yes, Miss Aung San Suu Kyi.
Rohingya.
What?
Rohingya.
Okay, get it. God, how are you even pronouncing that? Oh, I just gotta pause it. There's only so many jokes you can do trying to make it funny and lighten up the mood, but that's some serious stuff, really. Someone at the very least should at least just acknowledge that it's happening. It's kind of like global warming. It's happening whether you like it or not, whether you acknowledge it or not. Like, just acknowledge it. You don't even have to do anything about it at this point. Just acknowledge it. Man.